Hello, everybody! This is Kyle. Welcome back to the Geek XP, and this is our first episode of Kyle's Star Wars Holocron. This is going to be my segment where I talk about Star Wars news. Star Wars, if you haven't guessed by this side, Star Wars stuff and more Star Wars stuff. It's one of my favorite things. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about Star Wars stuff as Star Wars things happen. This has been an awesome new beginnings for Star Wars. So we're going to have a lot to talk about. But what we want to talk about today is the premiere of Season 3 of Star Wars Rebels, which I am super excited about. And I really like this first big 2-episode premiere thing that's been going on. I think this season is going to have a lot of big changes. So, Season 2 left off with an amazing finale. Holy crap, it was so cool. We got to see Darth Maul again. We had really stupid lightsaber helicopters. We had an amazing showdown between Vader and Ahsoka. By the way, huge spoiler things. If you haven't caught up on Star Wars Rebels, if you haven't seen Seasons 1 through 2, please stop here and go watch them. If you don't care, keep watching anyway, whatever. So, we had this great encounter between Ahsoka and Vader after this huge time since after the Clone Wars, and now she knows it's him, and it was dramatic. It was just like, God damn it, Dave Filoni, how dare you make me feel my own feels? But it was really good, and it was beautiful, and the music was just, it was so good. For every crappy episode in Season 1, it totally made up for it. But it was so good, and I was so excited to see what was going to change in Season 3. We had a small trailer at Star Wars Celebration. Ezra's cut his hair. I'm not crazy about the look. Right now his character design is just kind of flat. But maybe it'll change. We'll see what happens, because his character on the inside is changed a lot. On the opposite end of the spectrum, Kanan has changed his character design. He's blind now. Maul just sliced him right in the face, and now he can't see. And he has this cool little faceplate that's very KOTOR-ish, and I like it a lot. And he's got a beard now, which I'm a big fan of. I think Kanan looks good with the beard. And he's spending a lot more time doing Jedi stuff. He's meditating. He's trying to figure out what he does now that he can't see. Obviously, he can't be part of the Ghost team anymore because he can't see stuff for now. But we open up with this infiltration mission led by Ezra. And he's taking charge, and he's really taking charge. It's not just like, okay, guys, we're going to be a team. He's really taking charge, and it's unsettling. Immediately it's unsettling. I don't like it. Not that I don't like it, it makes me uncomfortable how I don't like it. So he's taking Sabine, he's taking Chopper, and he's taking Zeb out on this mission. They're on this prison, and immediately just roasting stormtroopers, which normally doesn't bother me, but when Ezra, who's this kid, just throws a stormtrooper off a cliff and he plummets to his death, okay, I know he's a stormtrooper, but you just killed that guy. Just nothing. I know it's not the first time he's killed a stormtrooper, but it still was just like, okay, there's a reason we're starting with him just killing people. Because before he had his little lame laser thing that just stunned them, but not now. Now he's just pushing people off ledges. He's like, fuck you, Empire. So they go into this prison, and they free Hondo, and this little Ugnaught named Turba. And I always love seeing Hondo. He's great. And, as they're escaping, Ezra takes out his new lightsaber, and he is amazing. Whatever issues I may have with the character modeling and some of the design choices of this show, especially compared to Clone Wars, holy crap, the animation is so awesome. He just does all these twirls, and he's just deflecting lightsaber bolts, and it looks so cool. He crushes it. He just, without a second thought, clearly there's a reason he's in charge. He's damn good at his job now. So they get out, and they're in a bad spot. There's this AT-ST thing. It's blocking their path. And, spoiler, Ezra just dark side completely wrecks it. And it's terrifying. And clearly he's going darker without Kanan's constant guidance. So we have Ezra goes back on the ship. He gets some flack for not being in total control of the mission, and he immediately goes back to his room and bitches to the Sith Holocron, which is all like, you have so much power. You can do whatever you want. If you don't want your friends to be hurt, you should get more power. Ultimate power! So he's like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's some decent advice from a rock. And so that's pretty bad news. I have some theories about what's going to happen with Ezra, but I'm going to wait. I think right now they sound too crazy. So this premiere also introduced us to the Bendu, which is this force neutral character, and he's voiced by I want to say Tom Baker, the Fourth Doctor, which is awesome. He's a big sci-fi icon, and he does an excellent job. And this creature is this slumbering force creature, and he talks to Kanan about using the force to truly see things, like not just to see them with his eyes, but to truly see the way things are. See people's emotions. It's a lot of it. At first, he thinks he's feeling the team's fear, or Ezra's fear, or the spider's fear. They're on the planet with the rebels. But then he realizes it's his own fear, and he starts looking deeper into himself and seeing and emptying himself of all these emotions, and is able to see more clearly. And it's this cool new Jedi consular sort of role he's taking on with the loss of his sight, which is pretty cool. I'm excited to see where that goes. But the episode goes on, and we see Ezra trying to embrace more of these dark side ideas, and just that no prisoners, we win by any cost necessary. If I can keep my friends safe, I'll take whatever power I can. And it's pretty dark. Pretty scary to see him going this far right away. I mean, we had Darth Maul whispering in his ear at the end of Season 2, but yeah, he's taking it to heart for sure. And it bites him in the ass. It really does. I don't know how much he'll learn from it, but we'll see what happens. I think hopefully Kanan will take more charge in training him continuously rather than just meditating off to the side and letting Ezra go off and kill indiscriminately with no real consequences. Not too much from the other characters in this first episode, but I think this was really more like, so remember where we left off in that huge Force thing? Well, shit's going down in the Force, and it's awesome. It's so cool. Like, the Bendu thing is bringing so much more of that feeling of magic and mystery of the Force back into Star Wars, especially for a younger generation who's watching this, who's only had maybe midichlorians. Meh. So this is really good. I think it's a good change. Also, huge thing, Season 3, Admiral fucking Thrawn, Grand Admiral fucking Thrawn, excuse me, is back. He's back, and he's back in business in blue, baby. And doesn't do much this first episode, to be completely honest. And it was a letdown, but Grand Admiral Thrawn's never been a super flashy dude. He's just sort of, he's meticulous, he is methodical, and terrifying. And he's going to impress us, I think, in the episodes to come with plans to rout the rebels and truly reveal how much of a force they have. Because we're still at a point where the Empire doesn't realize that there's a rebellion and not just rebel cells. So I think Thrawn is going to kind of open up the can of worms on that. And I think it's just awesome he's back. I think it's so cool. He was one of my favorite characters from the expanded universe. And him being back, and his voice is so different. Like, I always imagine him as, like, being Russian. Like, he's like Grand Admiral Thrawn and blah, blah, blah. But, he does not go blah, blah, blah. He is very quiet. He's well-spoken, exactly the way he should be. And they give a couple clues as to his character. And knowing Grand Admiral Thrawn, I'm like, yeah, I like this guy. I think they're going in the right direction. And I think for people not familiar with him, he's interesting because Vader showed up and just went to work. He was just like, all right, rebels, I'm going to beat the shit out of them. And Thrawn's like, well, let's wait. Let's see what's going to happen. He's a very different villain. He's a very different villain. He's not going to face them head on. He's going to wait. He's going to see what they're like, what they care about, and then burn it all. So we'll see what he has to offer. I think it's going to be cool. So yeah, this first episode was interesting. I think I'm fascinated to see how far Ezra goes. I have some very, very foreboding theories about where he's headed. I'm excited to explore more of the Force that this show seems to be doing far more than basically anything that Star Wars has made since the prequels came out, is re-exploring the magic of the Force. So I'm really excited for that a lot. I'm excited to see basically everything. I think this third season is going to have a lot of big changes. Grand Admiral Thrawn is fantastic as a new villain. He's very different than Vader. You can't just have Vader show up and be a constant villain because he's insurmountable for the Rebels. Like, you can't. And if you do, he loses that threat. If he shows up like once or twice, he's terrifying. Because he's that boss that just shows up and you can't beat him. Like, that was why he was so terrifying in this first episode of Season 2. They're like, yeah, we beat the Inquisitor. And he was like, yeah, well, you're noobs. And he just he hoses them. And they realized how weak they truly are. And it's this bar that's been set by the Empire they can't get over. They won't. Because that's Luke's job, not their job. So I'm really liking the exploration of not just space, but also the Force. So this first premiere episode, fantastic. I'd like to see some more growth. I know we have some Mandalorian stuff coming with Sabine, so I'm always down for more Mando stuff. So, yeah, let's see where this goes. I'm very excited. And, yeah, it was a really, really good first episode. So, Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars. So thank you guys for stopping by the Geek XP in this first review of Star Wars Rebels. I'm going to be keeping you updated with Star Wars news and updates as they come out in regards to Rogue One, definitely Star Wars Rebels, and any updates in regards to Episode 8 or anything else that comes down the pipeline. Who knows what's coming with Star Wars? They're always got new stuff, new video games now, new movies, TV shows, books. I've been loving all the Star Wars books. But I'll keep you guys updated with what's going on. I probably won't update you on every single episode of Rebels, but if big things happen, I'll let you guys know. Thank you guys for stopping by the Geek XP. Be sure to give us a like, a subscribe. Share your comments down below what you thought about this first premiere of Episode 1 of Season 3 of Star Wars Rebels. What did you guys think? And yeah, like, subscribe, and always come back to the Geek XP as your one-stop nerd shop for all your geeky goodness. And until next time, this has been Kyle, and I'll see you guys later. May the Force be with you.